in the city. Like I get to spend a little bit more time in Japan seeing things because like my first tour, I was there a day and then I was on a bus for like 2.5 weeks, like traveling the island of Hokkaido, and then coming back, and I was only there for a day before I had my Cork and Hall match and went home. So this time, like, so I can literally say enjoying the Japanese countryside was probably my favorite thing I did the first time. But this time, getting to see like Shibuya and checking out the different different places like the Tokyo Tower and seeing Yokohama Stadium, Kawasaki Stadium in person, where the famous IWA King of the Death match happened with the Cactus Jack winning. So
that was a good one.
That was a great one.
Yes.
That was the best fucking one. So and
then baffle.
Gain to take your pills, Bruce. It's all good. Being able to, and then we're there during Wrestle Kingdom week. So I mean, obviously, if you guys are big Japan, like New Japan marks, seeing that, come on in, sit down, come on in, guys, have a seat.
Yeah,
Konnichiwa, come on in.
Yeah, come on in, enter.
So
shy. Well, anyway,
so then
my haunts.
What's that, Glenn?
Oh, I was going to say my diversions when I wasn't wrestling or working out were I loved the 3-story arcades, especially in Osaka. I would spend so much time in the arcades because it was pretty cheap, and it was like full of like these arcades. Literally, like I said, 3-4 stories of arcade machines. Usually claw machines on the first floor. So that's where I'd waste some time, and those were all the gifts I brought home for my wife, were stuff I won in a claw machine. And then I would spend tons of time in just playing retro video games in those cool double-sided arcade stacks where you play Street Fighter versus the other guy, but they'd be on the other side, that kind of thing.
I think that's the first time I ever heard Glenn speechless. So
he's breaking up a little bit, but
or he froze.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can get this thing up. Any better now?
No,
yeah.
No, I can't hear you at all.
Dick. Anyway, it was like I said, the arcades and the food. I just spent so much time in arcades over there. I love retro video games anyway.
Yeah, you'll like it here at Sangawa because they had a couple of arcades from Japan and everything. So
they got the drum game. That was pretty cool.
Yes, yes. Yeah, you will like it here, man.
Yeah, I don't know if this came through on the first time before I was breaking up, but there are tons of claw machines over there. You know what I'm talking about? Those filtering claw games.
What was that?
Did it check out? Did it cut out again? Are we screwed?
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing now?
What was that, man?
Yeah, if I'm not coming in at all, let me know. I can reconnect or something.
All right, so for those who don't know where Glenn's at right now, I know exactly where he is. If you guys don't know where West Virginia is, this is West Virginia, okay? This is the state of West Virginia. Okay? And if you look, so he's probably up here, and if you look, between Elkins and Buchanan and where he's at the cell phone service is the best. As you can tell, he's giving us the thumbs up right there. So he's going to be going in and out, so...
I'm messing with it. Is this any better?
You're good. You're good.
I'm good?
You're good.
All right,
I'm going
to give the short. I'll give the short version. So in these arcades, they would have these claw machines, mostly on the first floor. Have I gotten that far?
Yeah, where was the gotcha machines at, man?
Yeah, Gashapon and all that stuff. And so I would even though we're making money, I'm not making enough money that I'm bringing my wife home diamond rings and stuff like that. So I'm just getting good at these claw machines, and I brought home 30 stuffed animals stuffed in the back of my bag.
Here you go, boom, nice and fluffy for you.
So she had, like, in her
Yes.
work office, she has just tons of these Japanese weird stuff because, like, you know, it's like random, like a bear with like terrifying claws and like blood on it, like stuffed bear.
Wow.
One of the stuffed animals is just a stag beetle, which I thought was the weirdest stuffed animal ever.
You're like, what the heck? But she like it though, right?
So, some Hello Kitty stuff. That stuff's pretty normal for people.
Oh, yeah.
Come on in. Come on in. Sit down. Join us. It's all good.
Man. Come on,
Come
man.
on in.
Like, enjoy yourself, man.
Don't be afraid of the man on the screen. He's
Just come
hard.
on
He's
in,
harmless.
man. Enter. Yes. Have a seat.
But and I did some what was it? Internet cafes, because that's how I talked to my wife. Usually was over like now you use like Facebook Message and Discord and stuff like that. But back in my day, we used AOL Instant Messenger or as was the style at the time.
Don't you still have an AOL email address?
No,
Okay.
no.
I was about to say, I bet he does.
Big boss at AOL.com.
Running that broadband. Yeah, man. Like,
On
yeah.
my MySpace page. I want you in my top 8.
Yes. Oh yeah, MySpace. I wish MySpace was still relevant till the day. Still is, but not as relevant as Facebook.
I've heard it's coming back.
Yes, second coming. But still on the subject on Japan and everything and stuff. Like, do you come across any special trainers of some sort or anybody who influenced y'all even further, like in y'all life?
When I was working, like at the first tour I was over, I did some indie, besides for DDT, I did some like smaller indie promotions. And there it was weird because like it's not like I was, you know, super experienced. I was like 5 years in. But there I was like, I found myself like, luckily Shirley Doe was with me and he was much more experienced, but we were kind of more
for Fuck while you were over there?
What's that?
Did you work for the promotion Fuck?
I did work for Fighting Ultimate Combat Kings, yes. Otherwise,
There was a
Fuck.
There was a promotion over there named Fuck. I'm not joking. So.
Yeah, the show. Here's a story about Fuck. The show that they first brought us over for was called No More Hiroshima, and the poster they made was a picture of myself and Shirley Doe in a mushroom cloud.
Oh my! Can somebody find that picture?
What's that? Yeah, like it was wild. I was like, I you know, Shirley Doe was like, you have to see this poster. I actually have a copy of the poster. I took one home with me. I was like, I have to keep it. I still have it. It's in my wrestling room.
I will buy that poster.
The poster's hilarious. Like first of all, it's the best of Chop Shop early 2000s Photoshop. Like it's like low res, like giant images of our faces in this mushroom cloud, and they're still kind of square because they didn't cut like around our faces. You know, it's like. And the show was and the thing that was the most fucked about the show was it was in a garage. So I was like, that was the first show we did, and I mean, don't get me wrong, the rest of the tour, and look, I even appreciate those small shows, but I will say, as an indignant like 20-something-year-old who had imagined, like I didn't realize how great the Cork and Hall shows were going to be and stuff like that. When your first show after a 12, 14 hour, was it 12 hours there, 14 hours back, or the other way, 14 hours there, 12 hours back, whatever it is, like, you know, after being on a plane for that long, to you know, jump off the plane, try to get like one night of sleep, and then to roll up into a garage and wrestle in front. roll up into a garage and wrestle in front of 60 people. I was like, I did not fly 12 hours for this.
Oh, who's that? Who's that behind you?
Cowpo.
Who's backseat?
Paul.
Hey.
Hi, Paul.
Paul, hey, what up, man?
Husk.
Husk. Just woke up from a nap. Husk.
Yeah, this is. I mean, like I said, I know the quality of the thing isn't so great, but you're getting to see the real experience. This is as gritty as it gets, man.
Nice.
This is what. If you want to know about the glamorous life of professional wrestling, it's a lot of this.
Nice.
Only two things real in this business, bud: the money and the miles.
Right. How about yours? Like the whole thing. I forgot the question was. Sorry, even the question.
So what's the question?
I forgot the question. Kind of left me because we're talking about fucking like.
Glenn, what was the question? Come on, kid, let's go. 100 squats.
Oh, mentors. Oh, shoot. I didn't get to that part.
Yes.
Yeah, because on these little indie shows, we found ourselves as more mentor role. But once I got there, the boss of the company, Senshiro Takagi, and a guy who is criminally underrated. I'm sorry, Beastman. I just want to get this out because I want this guy to be more known. There's a great.
Take as long as you need. I'm cool with it.
There's like a great YouTube video on him. Look up Poison Sawada Julie. Like. He was sweetest guy in the world, was a super experienced vet who had done tours in America. I believe he was trained in the All Japan Dojo, was just so incredibly helpful when I was working at DDT. And also knew I liked kaiju movies and sent me a bunch of Japanese ones.
Nice.
I think he just retired.
He just retired, right?
Yeah, but I mean, once again, he's one of the, like everybody in wrestling, he'll go in and out. So, he'll still show up for the occasional date and stuff like that. If you want to see a cool match, I believe it's somebody ripped it to YouTube, probably illegally. But him versus Masahiro Chono is an incredible match.
Yes. So, who was your mentor?
So, per se, I really didn't over there. Getting to meet a lot of the Japanese people that you getting Sakimoto-san and Miyamoto were two guys from Big Japan who I've always wanted to meet and got to pick their brains a little bit on the culture and how to work the style over there, strong style and deathmatch. Pondo was a big mentor to me over there, teaching me about the Japanese culture and how the fans will react to you and what they like and don't like. Another person who wasn't there that should have been there that's going back, who was my big influence in general, was Necro Butcher. If it wasn't for him, I know I said this earlier, but if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have gotten my first tour. Mm-hmm. So, and what I mean by that is he went out and vouched for me on his behalf to get me over there. So, getting to meet Masato Tanaka over there on New Year's Eve was awesome. Getting to pick his brain and talk to him about his matches with Mike Awesome from FMW and over here when he was in the States for ECW. The series with him and Mike Awesome were probably my favorite, some of my favorite matches of all time. Influences I had a lot of Japanese influences before going over there. That's, Bruiser Brody, Abdullah the Butcher, Stan Hansen, Hulk Hogan when he was working for New Japan. The way he wrestled over there was amazing. Another person who a lot of people would be shocked is Dan Spivey. Huge fan of Dan Spivey when he wrestled in Japan.
Interesting.
Scott Norton. Big fan of Scott Norton. There's Terry Gordy, Dr. Death. Not mentors, guys. A lot of these guys have unfortunately passed away. I never got to meet, but Mitsuharu Misawa, probably my biggest Japanese influence, from a strong style Japanese standpoint. These were guys that I would watch, I'd never seen on YouTube, and I started watching, and I was amazed by the style and how they worked and the stuff they can do and keep the crowd interacting, the way they told the story with their bodies, and just what made me fall in love with pro wrestling to begin with. Of course, when I was younger, it was more of this.
Yeah.
Now it's less of that now, and it's more of the passion behind it and the sport of pro wrestling is what I love. So I would say that I'm not trying to go off I'm not trying to be off camp or go off subject. If I do, I apologize. Like when it comes to like a mentor standpoint, those who I consider my mentors both in Japan and outside of Japan.
Awesome.
The guys who also just took care of me in other ways, not necessarily mentoring wrestling, but like Makio Kodama, the guy I mentioned, was the guy who helped me navigate a lot of the social stuff and the negotiating money and stuff like that. He wrestled for another company, but a buddy who wrestled over here for a while too, Japanese guy his gimmick name is Soldier, because he was a soldier. Very on the nose. He took care of me, had me at his house a couple of times, and once again kind of helped me learn stuff, navigate stuff. Kabuki Kid, another guy who I didn't get to work with a lot over there because he worked for another company, and there was there's some real territorialness to companies. Chris Hero invited me to come see him wrestle because he had come and seen me at DDT. And I forget who he was working for at the time, but he invited me to come watch him wrestle. And so one day I showed up at the show, and I shit you not, it actually got out that I had been at that show.
Oh.
And Takagi-san, Senshiro Takagi, the boss of the company, they contacted Mackie, my contact, and was like, is this guy jumping ship?
Oh.
Is he going to screw us on this tour? Because we're mid-tour and we're working up to the big Corkin show, and they were worried that I was going to jump ship midstream, or that I was negotiating more money or something like that. And it caused a little bit of social grading, because I honestly, and I said, I was like, Chris, I'm just going to see my friend wrestle. That's it. It's not a big deal. But I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. Mikami, who was a big guy in DDT, he booked me for Cruiser's Game, which was his specialty sideshow that was very wrestling sport focused. And he was what I appreciate about him was when I showed up for that show was the first time he was just, he's like, no gimmick. He's like, Glenn, tonight, no gimmick. And I was like, no gimmick. And he's like, wrestle. He's like, he just wants people to see that I can wrestle, that I can just work. And so that was the first match I had in Japan that was a sport match where I didn't do any shenanigans, no comedy, just wrestling, which was cool to have somebody do that. And of course, my tag partner, Dan Dino, took care of me a ton because we were working together so close. He was always coaching me through stuff.
Nice. So we're winding down to 10 more minutes into this panel and everything. So do anybody have any questions?
What's the steak story?
What was that?
The steak story.
The steak? The steak story.
Not the ones where I almost died. So
No, not that steak story.
No. Glenn was just a part of one a few weeks ago. We don't need to go through that again. So.
But is this the? Are they want? Are they talking about?
We're not talking about Applebee's. We're talking about something else.
No. Are we talking about Rivera?
No, not Ribera. No. Okay. So over in Japan, there's vending machines for everything. I'm like, it's awesome. Every street there's no trash cans. There's vending machines out the wazoo. Awesome. So we're, I think it's the fourth day of the tour, and we're somewhere in Hokkaido, and we stop at this rest stop, and I'm looking at the vending machine. There's different food. There's food vending machines, drink vending machines, you can buy socks out of the vending machines, just all this weird stuff. And I look, and I'm like, there's a steak. There's a steak in this vending machine. I'm like, oh, so there's a microwave. So with these vending machines, you buy whatever, and you put it in this microwave or oven, you cook it for 2 or 3 minutes, and it's ready to go. So I buy this, I'm going to buy this steak. It's 3,000 yen. I'm all Cost me. Let's
Yeah.
go. 'Cause if I'm going to get sick, this is how I'm going to do it. You know?
Going out.
So I buy the vending. So it's about 3,000 yen. So it's about $18 in American money. Come on in, have a seat.
Okay, man. Yeah. Talking about a steak.
We got 10 minutes to go. Have a seat. So I buy the steak out of the vending machine. It comes out. I open it up. It's frozen fucking solid.
God.
Yeah, I'm like that bad. Okay, so I'm like I own a I'm with Shreddy. Shreddy was a British wrestler. So I was like, what do I do? He's like, I don't know, mate. Go find an oven or something. And so I go to Miyamoto. I said, Miyamoto, like, what do I do with this? He's like, oh, you got to cook. Like, where? And he points to the restaurant. So there's a restaurant. He's like, okay, so I might take it to the restaurant and figure I get it cooked, you know? I walk up to the server. I got Google Translate out, and I say, can you guys cook the steak for me? I give it to her. She's just like... And then she pulls out, like, a piece of paper, and it has, like, an English menu of, like, the food on there. I'm like, no. I'm trying to give her the steak to, like, get it cooked. And then somebody comes up who speaks English. Was like, what, can I help you? I said, yeah, I'm trying to, can I got this out of the vending machine. Can you cook this? Like, oh, no, we don't cook the food here. We don't cook that. I'm sitting here. I just bought a 3,000 yen steak, a frozen steak out of a vending machine that I can't cook. What the? And we're in the middle of nowhere. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? So I ended up just like, you know what? I left it on the counter. I said gift, and I just walked away. Never to be seen or heard. Like, I don't know what happened after that. I assume that they just probably cooked it in themselves, or they threw it away. I just left it there and just went. So the lesson learned is don't buy a steak out of the vending machine in Japan. So,
Any weird stories with you, Glenn, in Japan?
Yeah, I'll tell the.
Yeah, we heard them all, majority of it, so I'm so sorry.
So this one's a simple one, and it's still pretty internet friendly. I'm with the Americans that were on the first tour, and we're at this place called Matsuya, which is a very common. It's kind of like in terms of like how many there are, I'd say it's like a Japanese equivalent to like a McDonald's or a Burger King. There are many, but the food quality is way better. And the thing I liked about Matsuya was it was cheap, and you could order everything with tickets, so you didn't have to speak or talk to anybody. You literally went up to a vending machine style counter, and you'd put money in, and you'd hit buttons, and you'd get tickets, and you hand all the tickets to the cook, and the cook would take the tickets and cook each item, right? Well, one of the items was an egg, okay? And so Shirley Doe's brother, who came with us just to be with us, among all the other things he got an egg, and I think he thought that they were going to cook the egg. But eating raw eggs over there, I don't know how, it's way more common than it is over here to crack a raw egg over rice and just eat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but we didn't know that, So they hand us all of our stuff, and they hand Noah among all of our food, which a lot of times it's like, Matsuya is a beef bowl place, if you know what beef bowl is. Beef bowl is so awesome. I literally would eat beef bowl for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or multiple times throughout the day, depending on what my budget was at the time. Once again, goal is to come home with money. So they hand, among all the items, the beef bowls and everything else, there's just a little bowl, and an egg, right? And so they hand Noah the bowl with the egg, and we're all kind of sitting there, and we're looking at this raw egg, just in a bowl, and so I don't know why this is like the American trying to figure out what the cultural relevance of something is. So we talk about it, and we get the idea maybe they want you to inspect the egg and be like, yeah, this is good, and so. Noah picks the egg up and he meaningfully examines the egg, puts it back in the bowl, and hands it to the cook. The cook picks the egg up, looks at it, because he now wants to know what's wrong, sees that there's nothing wrong, puts it back in the bowl, hands it right back to Noah. So we're like, so then Noah cracks the egg in the bowl and then hands the bowl to the cook. Yeah. No. The cook, once again, the cook picks up the bowl. He looks at the egg. It's fine. He puts it right back down. And finally I was just like, I think he wants you to eat it raw, brother. So that, like, little culture shock, things like that. When I was over for another tour, Soldier's sponsor, they're a corporate, they're guys like, not corporate, but they're businessmen who will sponsor wrestlers just to hang out with them. Soldier had a sponsor named Tora-san, and Tora-san took us out. He was the best because he paid for everything and super high-end stuff. He took us out to one of those high-end sushi places. You've probably seen something like this on YouTube, where they cut the fish apart while it's alive, and they just serve it to you, and the fish is still, like, its mouth's still moving, and you're, like, eating it, which was crazy. That was just weird. I mean, like, I didn't have I ate it, but it was just, like, the poor fish is, like, right in the middle of the fucking plate, and it's doing the, like, and you're just, like, eating it.
So we got 5 more minutes left. So since we got 5 more minutes left, any shout outs, Beastman?
Shout out to Big Japan Pro Wrestling. So thank them for the opportunity to give me. Thank you for having me here today.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, man.
Thank you for everybody who was walked in and out during the panel. For everybody who stuck around, thanks for, hope we didn't bore you for the last hour and a half. So
yes, thank y'all very much, for coming out, supporting this panel and everything. Any shows coming up or anything that's, having in their future? Any handles?
Well, if you guys got anything, if you guys don't have anything going on tonight around 8:00, if you guys want to head down to the City Winery down at the Strip, 31st Street, Russell Rex, we got a show there tonight. Or if you live in Uniontown or want to go to Uniontown, you can go down and go see Glenn. And
oh yeah, you can.
What's that?
Rise Wrestling, baby.
Oh, yeah. I'm working. Hold on, Glenn. Let me.
You decided.
I put you over. I'm putting you over, and you're cutting me off. I see how it is. Come on, Bruce. What are you doing? No. So tonight I'm wrestling. If you guys are fans of pro wrestling and have TikTok, I'm working a guy named Jack Vaughn, big TikTok sensation right now. I'm going to beat the shit out of him.
Yes.
Other than that, that's all I got. All right, Glenn, now you can talk.
Shout out to
Husk!
Here we go. Shout out to Beastman and Antoine, and thank you guys all.
Shout out to Cowpoke Paul in the back seat.
Yes.
Got a shout out to Kate and Christopher and Cowpoke Paul for the road trip.
Way to keep out on the road out there.
That's right. Yeah, I'll give a shout out. I haven't worked for him in a while, but I'll give a shout out to
Sounds good, Glenn. You're good. Thank you, buddy.
Right? I seriously, shout out to everybody that ever, once again, Matthew and Shirley Doe were super instrumental in me getting my first opportunity to go to Japan in the first place. Huge shout outs to them.
Yes.
Big shout out to, in terms of stuff that I'm doing right now, keep an eye on me, especially with through the social media. I got tons of shows coming up. March is very full. Hopefully, you'll see more of me in the NWA. It's looking that way. We're trending that way.
Yes.
Tell Billy Corgan to give me a job.
I still got to get myself a job first, so let me work on that, all right?
Right. Well, no, I mean, he should give us both a job because we're both awesome. But no, seriously, and once again, please follow me. I'm trying to build that. That's my platform. So. And thanks once again, thanks everybody for the opportunity, and come see me out in Uniontown. Russell Master of the Canvas, Sebastian, also another NWA guy.
All right, yeah, man. Thank you very much for coming on, man. Get there safely, and good luck tonight, man.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
You guys have a great rest of the con.
Yes, we will. Yes. We'll drink one for you, buddy. Hopefully we'll see you down in the future, man.
Drink more than one.
Yes, we'll do.
Thank you, Glenn. It's an honor to share this panel with you.
Yeah, same dude,
We need
Beastman,
to get
same
y'all back on.
to you.
Yo, I swear, man, y'all have a little like chemistry here. I love the chemistry.
We've worked together a lot, actually. The Beastman and Glenn Spectre energy is kind of similar.
Yep.
Yes, I love it. Have you both on the like at the panel both at the same time? It will be amazing.
Bro. It's all we need to do is just bro each other and it'll be a good day. So, right?
Yes,
Oh,
bruh.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and before I log off for tonight and everything, once again, I thank both of y'all for coming and show up for my panel and everything. I know there was folks going in and out and everything, but the ones who stuck around, thank y'all very much for supporting me on this whole hour. And yes, you know it. Yes, Beastman, Husk. Yes, thank you so much. I know communication was pretty tough, but you made it here. Thank you very much.
I'm honored. I'm happy to be. I was happy to do this. I was honored to do this. This is my first wrestling panel, and I think this was a good one. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
And it was cool to be able to talk about something that I loved and was able to experience and got to share this experience and tell my stories with other people here today. So.
Yes, and we're going to continue to do that. Hopefully they'll approve my panel at Techo one time and have y'all back on the show one good time. Because
we need to have wrestling here is what we need to do.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
They could make that happen.
We're going to make this happen. So we're just going to have to make it.
I know a guy that owns a ring that runs a promotion in West Virginia you might have to talk to about, so he can definitely help you out with that.
All right. Yes.
Shout out VCW. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to CW.
And I'd like to thank Mike for helping me with this stream and everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kevin Dunn. Yes.
Yes. Talking to him, wearing a Ninja Turtle, like I had the Ninja Turtle calendar and everything and stuff. It was pretty amazing. He provided me the necessary tools to, have this happen, linked up to you and everything, and Glenn. Another shout out is Rev. Rev. Yeah, the Rev.
Ron Hunt, Rev?
Yes, Ron Hunt.
Well, I would not expect to hear that name today in this panel, but shout out to Rev.
Shout out to him. Thank you very much. If you're out there on the internet somewhere watching this, thank you so much. And to my family, my friends who supported me throughout this whole panel with wrestling and everything, I will I'll do my best to bring the content for wrestling and make a bridge to indie wrestling. You're here to hear first. So thank y'all very much for coming out tonight. Enjoy the rest of the con. Don't get too drunk, shall we say. So Taste of Japan is still going on.
Is
So
there Sapporo beer? That's what I want to know. I mean,
do they?
Oh, sake. All right, you said sake. Now we're talking.
Yes.
I got banned from drinking sake at Kobayashi's bar. All right, but that's for the next panel. We ain't gonna talk about that today.
So until next time, folks, keep on.